Hi everyone, I'm Domal Hamu and Hi everyone, Tashidileg. I'm Domal Hamu and I am currently in Delhi. So the International Buddhist Confederation IBC is organizing Global Buddhist Summit GBS on 20th and 21st April 2023 at the Ashok Hotel, New Delhi, and I'm very happy that I will be participating in Global Buddhist Summit this year. So the top dignitaries from Government of India will be attending the event. In addition to this, the supreme heads of sanghas of Buddhist countries, spiritual masters, scholars, and other eminent delegates from across the world will be participating at the summit. So the summit will deliberate on evolving Buddhist responses to environment, preservation of Nalanda tradition and world peace, as well as interact on pilgrimage and living heritage. So I'm heading to the venue right now. Keep watching.
National Buddhist calendar to mark and celebrate important historical
मानव संवेदना के आदर्शों के अनुरूप सेवा परमो धर्म जन We'll also request the Honorable Prime Minister to accept a memento. Ladies and gentlemen, indigenous card. May now request Sri G. Kishan Reddy, Honorable Minister for Culture and Tourism, for the welcome address, please.
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धर्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि। इस ग्लोबल बुद्धिस्ट समिट में दुनिया के अलग अलग 30 देशों से मोर देन 30 कंट्रीज, लगभग 170 इंटरनेशनल डेलीगेट्स हिस्सा ले रही हैं। साथ ही विभिन्न देशों के एम्बेसडर्स और डिप्लोमेट्स इस समिट में भाग ले रही हैं और इस 2 दिवसीय ग्लोबल बुद्धिस्ट समिट में पीस, एनवायरनमेंट, मोरालिटी, हेल्थ, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट और बुद्धिस्ट कन्फेडरेशन जैसे विषयों पर विस्तृत चर्चा होगी। इस 2 दिवसीय समिट में हम 5 अलग अलग एग्जीबिशंस का भी प्रदर्शन कर रही हैं। इस समिट में बौद्ध भिक्षुओं के साथ साथ हमें कई महान दार्शनिक और प्रमुख लोगों का मार्गदर्शन इस 2 दिन में मिलने वाला है। ग्लोबल बुद्धिस्ट समिट सिर्फ भारत के लिए नहीं बल्कि विश्व कल्याण के लिए भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी सरकार का एक बहुत बड़ा इंटरनेशनल इनिशिएटिव है। इंडिया इज ए बर्थ प्लेस ऑफ बुद्धिज्म, इंडिया इज द लैंड ऑफ बुद्धिज्म। जय हिंद, थैंक यू।
May now request Sri Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, for his address, please.
I'm deeply honored to have this opportunity to participate at the Global Buddhist Summit 2023. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the universal teachings of the Lord Buddha and the significance of his Dhamma that foster wisdom, well-being, and the world peace with compassion. I find myself fortunate to have been associated with the IBC since its inception. I have been seeing the IBC growing and promoting the Buddha legacy as an umbrella body both in India and at the world at large. We know that the Buddha Dhamma is not just a religion, it is a way of life that emphasizes compassion towards all beings. It is also addressing the most pressing issues facing our world today, and that is the well-being of the people. May the pure Dhamma be venerated. Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से करबद्ध आग्रह कि वो ग्लोबल बुद्धिस्ट समिट 2023 को संबोधित करें, हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करें। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय।
आधुनिक विश्व की ऐसी कोई समस्या नहीं है जिसका समाधान सैकड़ों वर्ष पहले बुद्ध के उपदेशों में हमें प्राप्त न हुआ हो। आज दुनिया जिस युद्ध और अशांति से पीड़ित है, बुद्ध ने सदियों पहले इसका समाधान दिया था। नमो बुद्धाय।
The first academic session of Buddhist Global Summit 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a wonderful inaugural session this morning that was attended by the Honorable Prime Minister and other distinguished dignitaries. As we embark on today's first academic session, I take this opportunity to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Robert A.F. Thurman, a renowned scholar of Buddhism. May I request Venerable Shersey Khenso Chanchuk Chetan Rinpoche, Deputy Secretary General IBC, to please present a Kathak and a bouquet to Professor Dr. Robert A.F. Thurman. He is the professor of Indo-Tibetan Buddhist Studies in the Department of Religion at Columbia University. He was honored with Padma Shri Award in 2020 by the Honorable President of India for his contribution to literature and education. A charismatic speaker and author of many books on Tibet, Buddhism, art, politics, and culture.
I want to start by thanking the IBC and Mr. Abhijit and all the helpers. And I've been wanting to come to an IBC conference for years. And finally this time, because I retired from my university teaching, I was able to come. And I'm really delighted. And Buddha never said that. We're all here, we all have a self. But we don't have that absolute self, that is some kind of a fixed thing, that's an identity that never changes and that drives all of our emotions and our thoughts and our actions and puts us at loggerheads with the universe. And emptiness means, therefore, relativity. People get mad at me, they say, oh, that's Einstein's word, you can't use that word. Well, who says? Einstein had one theory of relativity, which was very excellent. And Buddha had a more total theory of relativity. Everything is totally relative.
We both of us represent Prasad Pawar Foundation. Prasad Pawar Foundation is engaged in digital restoration of Ajanta caves for the last 30 years. We've been going inside the caves every day without fail, 365 days a year, because the sun changes the direction every day. The caves are dark and lonely without any oxygen. So Prasad Pawar comes into the cave every day in the morning, takes the photographs without flash, comes back, does research, looks at the stories, what character, where he should be present, what he should be doing, what is Buddha's teaching through these 550 Jatak stories which are which are put on all the caves in Ajanta. Whatever is there right now, we are trying to restore it for generations to come. We are trying to digitalize into different medium and give it to the world to know what Buddha's sermons were, what Buddha wants to teach us, and how to follow the Buddhist path today in times of trouble.
Thank you so much. So can you please describe me about the one that's in the back?
Do you want to do it here? Is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
The screen is flickering, you might get a flickering effect.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is flickering.
The video.
But I think I can figure it out. Like I can see the how
Okay,
it is being restored now.
Ready? This is the world famous Padma Pani painting. Padma means lotus, Pani means hand. So somebody who has a lotus in his hand is called Padma Pani. Padma Pani is in a state of awakening. He is going to reach the Buddha state. So Bodhisattva, he is a Bodhisattva. He is painted on the wall in Buddha. Here you can see the art. This is the non-restored version of Padma Pani. You can see a cut on his right eye. You can see a part of his stomach missing. You can see a big part of the hand missing. Point to note here is this is being made only by 6 colors. The entire palette is being made only by mixing 6 colors. They are all erstwhile colors made up of rocks, made up of flowers, leaves. The black color was made of the soot of the lamp which used to be burned at time. So what we do is we try to first find out who are the characters around Padma Pani. Try to find out what is the bhav. This particular painting is painted towards an entry wherein when the pilgrims are going inside and outside, it's a benevolent sight of Padma Pani looking upon them, blessing them. Okay? So this Padma is a symbol of prosperity, symbol of good health, symbol of purity, and symbol of fighting against all adversaries. So after doing research, this is the next one which we have restored now. You can see the eyes are restored, the expressions are very, very clear. You can see this part restored, the entire stomach is restored. You can also have a look at the textiles. This particular textile is in vogue today, so this kind of fashion was in vogue. You can see the kind of necklace, the big rock in the center and small pearls going back. This is currently in fashion today. You can see a big crown on his head, huge detailing, which when you go into details, you see huge detailing. There are courtiers around him who are not very happy that he is going to leave everything for the world and going to achieve.
Thank you so much, sir.
So here is the story of 3 daughters of a king called Mar Vijay, who are very beautiful, as you can see. The beauty of this particular sculpture is this is made on basalt rock. Basalt rock inherently is very porous. You can see these marks here, they are not made by chisel, they are inherently being marked by the formation of the basalt rock. While it has been marked, you can imagine the artistry of the artist. He has embedded them in the facial designs and the body designs and also has made all the curves while retaining the royalty of these girls here. So what we did was we restored them digitally because technically on the rocks it is impossible. One, because definitely they are porous. Secondly, you cannot stick a stone to another stone, and especially they are 2,500 years old. So we have digitized them. You can see we have played with the shadow effects. We have played with the rock formation. We have played with the total face expression as to what story they are trying to give, what expressions they are trying to give. Whether it is a happy expression or an expression of attaining nirvana or about understanding something about the truth of life. This is what we are trying to do one by one. We are going to restore more.
This global Buddhist summit to address contemporary global challenges is a wonderful opportunity for the Buddhist Sangha members to come together and discuss how we can impact the present challenges that the world is facing. And from a spiritual point of view, the real contribution that we can make is really as a result of the work that we do on ourselves. We as spiritual practitioners have assumed a responsibility towards the world, towards society, towards our environment, to become better people, to diminish our selfish tendencies, and to work towards being of help, of value to each other and to our environment. And so I hope that this will be an opportunity for us to share the ways in which we do that. And however, at the end of it, we have to go back and continue our work on ourselves, continue to contribute our particular inner journey as a way of benefiting the world.
There's so many problems, conflicts in the world right now, but most of them are begin by a person, right? So like even the global warming, a lot of these are person we create a lot of things, and there's a lot of conflicts, so many things that are happening. Normally what Buddha called monkey mind, like crazy monkey mind. So if your mind is crazy, your action will be crazy, right? So how to help that? The Buddha said awareness, love and compassion, wisdom. So to transform the monkey mind into awareness, love and compassion and wisdom, so then you can bring that into your action in your life. So if you transform yourself, if everybody want to transform themselves in the world will become better. If you don't want to transform yourself, you want to change the world, then the world will become chaotic. So I think this is the really important teaching from the Buddha, that we all begin to transform from ourselves.
My last question is, what do you think about the Global Buddhist Summit?
So I'm very happy to join Global Buddhist Summit here. So many different traditions, different culture, and different lineage comes together, and we can learn each other under one umbrella. So I'm so happy and really grateful and thanks to the government of India to organize this. Very appreciative.
I'm heading to the second day of Global Buddhist Summit. I'm very excited.
Different parts of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our great honor and good fortune to have His Holiness amidst us this morning. May we seek the blessings of His Holiness Tenzin Gyatso. May I request His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama to address the Global Summit 23 and shower his blessings on us.
나라서 삼루 조장 그 토네 나 신의 사심부 쇼직 세윤데 애네 대단들에 년기 초들라 착심게야 나들 또서 먼지부 용에 이들라 자원 두시 샤네 애네 지기 심네 지기 또서 당심 용야로 차단 이부도 용야데 또 나르즈메 로테기 용되기도와 가다슴 차단 이부되게 녀로 상모 서용의 여인들산에 저 군럽에게 펜배상바 군럽 동에다 차나 대화다 되나 삼배 저 로테테 any shivuji saashamuris.
If we examine our day-to-day experience of being in the world, each of us will recognize that at the heart of our existence is a strong sense of self, I. And when you lack the insight into dependent origination, our tendency to grasp at this self as real is going to be strong. Once you have a grasping at a self as something real, then the basis for division between I and you, self and others, arises. And on this basis, our reaction, emotions arise. Attachment to those who think are close to us, who are important to us, and aversion to the people that we see as different or maybe dangerous to us. So this aversion and attachment really arises on the basis of our perception of and grasping at sense of self. Therefore, along with the Buddha's teaching on dependent origination, the other important teaching is the teaching on compassion. And the importance of the compassion as the heart of Buddha's teaching can be recognized in Chandrakirti's text, Entering the Middle Way, where he compares, when he writes the salutation at the beginning of the text, unlike other texts and other masters, he chooses compassion to be the object of his salutation.
남주 제 공부 차상서 부저 응아동 직በት 아니 동당야다更린 당야로 지저기 암조 사서 쉬고르디 그게 공자야 돌 샤라 지 아주 상단데 투쇼단데 주의로 소리도 다 가다 가도 nga 부저 nga 가서 응어부든 저기 지 쉬우지가 또 초로 침으로 샤디 고고그래 담이 자상 나고 자상도 저게 이제 고고그래디 이제 조조데 니지신도 창주고 섬도 동리가 다와了야 상무다데 에네 상면 슉 떼우셔 후다 나셔.
As part of our own tradition in the monasteries, there are also rituals that are part of the traditions. In the Tibetan tradition, rituals involve, beating drums and playing cymbals and all these kind of musical instruments. And of course, they are part of the tradition, but it is important for us to remember that is the ritual of these performance of rituals is not the most important one. Because if you focus too much on the rituals, the only thing that you get is all the noise these musical instruments create. Where we should really pay more attention and focus is the inner development, inner cultivation. And inner cultivation has to be done through, as I shared before, combination of this analytic and resting approach, resting the mind, focusing it, settling the mind, then applying it, and so that you can combine. And the focus of those two approaches has to be really cultivation of wisdom, some understanding of the nature of reality, and then cultivation of compassion, and particularly bodhicitta. And if we are able to do this, as I said earlier, in my case, they've become, if you spend some time on inner cultivation through meditation, these teachings become real, they become fresh, they become alive. It is, and in fact, by making these teachings come to life in you, you will really experience the fruits and the benefits of the Buddha's teachings. So, since many of us who are gathered here are practitioners, I really wanted to make this important point. So, also at the same time, urge all of you to, put more effort into your own daily practice.
독단 때 호흡 갈 독스 때에 있나 내가 교부 주시하도 와 저리 이내 창주고 섬도 동리가 다 상도 도저야 봐 갱에 창주고 놈도 교리셔버 충분히나 지성의 갱에 마음을 중에 서게 지금 섬나로려야 로지 용야다 아니 간다시게 남진 주야기 교리야 지금 신이 줘야 지게 사실은 인도 상매 아니 상로동다가 더네 아니 가다 창주고 섬도 동리가 다와라 슉 잡아야지 뺏게 쳐버리 아니 갱에 창주고롱도 교리셔버 주나 아니 가서 강에 상황 세토리.
So I can also share with you that by engaging in this kind of inner development, and particularly focusing on wisdom and compassion, it really can help increase our courage as well. For example, in the case of my dealing with the current struggle and situation of Tibet, if you think just only about it from a narrow angle, you can lose your hope. But if you look at this crisis and look at this current situation from the broader perspective of the courage that the cultivation of bodhicitta and compassion gives you, then you can have a much more resilient mind. So even in your own life, day-to-day life, there might be problems which may seem enormous and unbearable, but if you have the courage that bodhicitta and these practices can give you, you will be in a much stronger position to actually turn adversities and difficulties, not be overwhelmed by them, but actually transform them creatively into opportunities as, sort of further, assistance on your own path. So this courage coming from the practice is a powerful tool for transforming, dealing with adversities and transforming adversities into opportunities.
但是呢，小什么个路，就是人，当然找到多，但得看了啥子些。
So, and I've had a very early breakfast, so it seems to be my getting closer to the time when I'm getting hungry.
谢谢。
Thank you all.
谢谢。
I would like to invite our first speaker, Geshe Dorji Damdullah. Geshe Dorji Damdullah is the director of Tibet House, and he has been the translator to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And very pertinently, for the last many years, he has been running a master course in Nalanda tradition, which is very popular, and it is studied in many countries.
As His Holiness rightly indicated this morning, that finally, whether you're happy or not happy, whether you're miserable or not miserable, they're all determined by your way of thinking. And this thinking determines the plight of your mind. And ordinary people, they look for outside factors, expecting, say, peace of mind within you. Whereas noble beings, they look inwardly to see how the mind works and bring about transformation. We here, Global Buddhist Summit, this amazing program, a great initiative of the International Buddhist Confederation. And we really need to do something for the knowledge of the humanity. Buddhism as a knowledge of the humanity. So for this, at Tibet House, Delhi, Cultural Center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, took the initiative of how to promote this, the Nalanda knowledge, which Professor Robert Thurman this morning very clearly indicated that Nalanda is not the ruins. Nalanda is a knowledge, incredibly brilliant knowledge developed over millennia. So this is what we tried. So these are the three programs under this scheme. One is Nalanda Master's Course, 5 years course. Second one is Nalanda Diploma Course, 1 to 1.5 years course. And the third one is Nalanda Certificate Course, 2 months.
Next speaker is Chizuma Tenzin Palmo.
Firstly, it is actually not generally known or appreciated that in the 8th and 9th centuries, there was actually probably a section of Nalanda University itself that was specifically for nuns. It's reported that bhikshunis with high scholastic attainments, with names such as Dharmachandra, etc., who was a renowned teacher and philosopher, she was said to have studied at Nalanda University, where she later taught and wrote commentaries on Buddhist texts. 2016, for the first time in Tibetan history, the Geshe Ma degree was bestowed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama on nuns who had qualified after at least 17 years of study and 4 years of annual exams. There are now 54 Geshe-mas, and every year more. It is also good news, yes, really, Yawadam nuns. It's also good news that in Nyingma Nunnery, called Sogyao Shedok Ling in Karnataka, has recently bestowed the Kenmo title on qualified graduate nuns. Kenmo is the highest scholastic title in non-Gelugpa schools. In the Gelugpa, they're called Geshes. In non-Gelugpa schools, they're called Khenpos or female Kenmos. So my own nunnery of Donjugatsaling in Himachal will also soon be enthroning some of our nuns as Kenmos. We are indeed very grateful, I have to say from my heart, we are very grateful to those Geshes and Khenpos who with their knowledge had devoted themselves to the education and training of nuns, bringing great enthusiasm and dedication to the task. They've been wonderful. Without their help, none of this would have been possible. They have really dedicated themselves now for many, many years, 20 years or more, to educating and training nuns. And really, our gratitude is unlimited. Women are empowered by knowledge. In addition to the spiritual benefits, the study of philosophy also provides these nuns with confidence and valuable critical thinking skills, which can be applied to all aspects of their lives. It's important to recognize and support the education of these nuns, as they play a vital role in the preservation and transmission of the Nalanda Buddhist tradition within the Himalayan region. Thank you.
The Buddha Dharma, what Buddha taught, the original teaching, the essence of Dharma, is about awareness, love and compassion, wisdom. And that is timeless. It doesn't matter. It is really effective, really beneficial 2,600 years before, but also really relevant now in the 21st century. But as Buddha Dharma, the Buddhism, the birthplace is India. Buddha Dharma was established from India and then migrate in different countries and then adopt the different culture, mentality, so many different things. So I think we, as His Holiness Dalai Lama mentioned this morning, that the rites and the rituals are important, but the most important is wisdom and compassion, the core practice of Buddhism.
It's a very good, I think, 2 days seminar, symposium, or conference, or summit, whatever you can say. But to my mind, it is a very powerful gathering who believe in Buddha religion, Buddha thought, Dhamm, Sangha, like that.
May now request Sri Abhijit Haldar, Director General, IBC, for vote of thanks, please.
It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to wind up this 2-day session, which has really been mesmerizing, enlightening, and really a brilliant exchange of note on a lot of things which bother mankind today. You know, this is like a ship, the GBS. The ship was under construction for a long time, but we couldn't set it sail because of a lot of problems. In 2020, we decided to launch this ship, but came COVID, which halted us. And then last year, 2022, we wanted to launch the ship, but we had other problems. We didn't find dates, a fixed date from all of the senior venerables. Today, standing here right now, what is the time now? 6:45. Sorry, don't want to hold you up, but 6:45 right now, standing here, I'm glad to announce that the ship has set sail. And all of you are the first lot of passengers aboard this maiden ship. So I don't want to individually thank anyone, but I want to say wholly, as a family, all of you venerables, all of you academicians, and everybody else present here in this hall are part of our family. And thank you very much for helping us in launching this ship. Thank you. Namo Buddhaya.